Hey guys, this is Aris Cheese God, and today we are looking at another car and figuring out if this car is worth it. Now, there's something special about today's car. This car is one of my favorite cars from Nissan. It is the Nissan GTR Nismo, and unfortunately, it's just not great enough as a car in the game. So people have mostly long forgotten about this car, and you rarely ever see this in multiplayer, in events. You just don't see this car much. Now, why do people just not get this car? After all, it is a credit car that costs, 650,000 credits. It's not cheap, but that doesn't seem extremely expensive compared to the Tron Nemesis, which is 4 million credits. So why do people not want to get this car? This car actually manages to rival the Savage rival GTR, which is a decently good car, and it was actually a really good car back in the old days, but all these new updates have brought on newer cars and better cars that just make us forget about these previous old cars that used to be kings in the game. This car can actually manage to go 271 miles per hour with a tuning kit at the rank of 1640. That's not slow, that's not fast either, but that's a pretty good speed. Its acceleration is also very good. Now, the handling and drifting, I guess that's one of the issues. It feels a little sluggish in terms of handling and drifting. It doesn't feel that great, so you might have to drift a little more earlier than regular cars, and that slows the car down quite a bit when it drifts. For mastery, this car actually doesn't have any good things, really. It doesn't have Class A upgrades, it doesn't have tokens, so the mastery, it's just licenses and credits. Now, before I continue to talk about this car, this infected race that I did was one of the closest races I've ever done. The timer was ticking down before I would be wrecked, and I made it in the last half second. I'm so proud. That was wild, that was insane. Anyways, let's see a quick race of this car without the infected mode, because the infected mode, it boosts up the car by everything. So essentially, the infected mode is a big tuning kit.
What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being confident? It's time to get the chains out. Is your tongue tied up? 'Cause this is not right.
So, before you guys start yelling at me, you see the credits up there, right? It says 38 million credits. No, my brother does not buy. We actually farm for, half a year in order to get that? Every day, bunch of farming, a few hours a day. Yeah, we wasted a lot of time. I'm gonna say, like many hours a day. It was terrible. I'm never doing that again. So he has a big stash of money. But anyways, the multiplayer race. Now, I for sure thought I would lose because at a rank of 1640, your competition is usually either Camaros, McLaren MP425s, or Aston Martin Vulcans, and I was scared for my life because this wasn't a free race. I was using a ticket for this race, and it's not my account, it's my brother's, and I just felt so bad if I would lose. So for some reason, my competition was really bad cars, and everybody was either an amateur league or challenger league. So that was hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, I got first. That's cool. So pretty much I would say that this car, I was lucky for this race. Usually it wouldn't be so good in multiplayer. Just for example, the car behind me on my GPS thingy is an SSC Tuatara. That car has severe fake speed and is decently slow, but for some reason it's staying really close to my GTR Nismo, showing that my GTR Nismo, it can be easily beaten by MP425s, Aston Martin Vulcans. It's just not very good in multiplayer. I'm gonna speed through the rest of this multiplayer race, so just enjoy the music. Alright.
First to tell you motherfucker, trapper die, that me okay. Mr. Whip a night and get a half a pie, that me okay. Mr. If I'm talking, you should listen, game is free, okay. Mr. got 2 whole ones and 2 half ones, yeah, that's free, okay. Leave up out of here with 2 bad ones, yeah, that's me, okay. Mr. Reed know about 2 phantoms, yeah, that's me, okay.
So overall, this car is still a collector's item. It has great looks though, so if you just want to, have fun, drive this car around, or help people out in multiplayer, just come in last and let people get a higher ranking, this is the perfect car for you. This car is actually pretty expensive to upgrade, and, there are better cars that have the same price or lower than this car and are better. So, for example, the McLaren 675 LT, that's 1 million credits. That's expensive, but that car is much better and has an incredible farming race. This car, it doesn't offer that much.